I feel as an NBA community we have done Trae Young a disservice. The memeing and downplaying of this man has gone on too far, and we at 2 for 1 Hoops may not share the same sentiments between each other on Trae's brilliance, but I dare say he has become universally the most disrespected hooper we've seen in a long-ass time. To think this man came into the NBA, put up 19 and 8 as a rookie, and we all went, cool, but he's not Luka. The Hawks' inadequacies as a franchise do not fall upon Ice Trae's shoulders, as they fail to make any meaningful moves to really support Trae as the star he is. The DeJounte Murray experiment was one we'd all like to forget, and I'm not going to speak on what happened in the past. I'd instead like to focus on Trae's transition from high-volume isometric offensive supernova to a Trae who's now the offensive engine in terms of creation for his team, and a player who's taking the least amount of shots he's ever taken in his young career, and now dishing out double-digit assist games like they're going out of style. There's something different about Trae Young this year. Something that we've willfully ignored up to this point. Whether it be because the Hawks are only the 7th seed, or that we've conditioned ourselves to hate on him regardless of whatever level of individual success he might have. But he's not the same player we all know and disrespected once upon a time. For starters, I know, shocker here, but Trae Young leads the league in assists with 12.2. Second closest is Jokic with 10. He leads the league in points created from assists with 30. Second is again Jokic with 27. As well as potential assists, meaning if his teammates banged on the easy ones, he'd be sitting at 21.8. Again, Jokic is second with 17. So if we can give the Joker his flowers for being such an offensive dynamo who can drop dimes in his sleep, why can't we show the same love to Trae? To the average fan, if you're not part of the 50-40-90 club, you're probably not going to get a rose on your doorstep. But let's roll out the film for a second and just appreciate how gorgeous his playmaking has been this season, because I don't think it's getting talked about enough. The first thing we're going to sit down and analyze together is Trae's 35-point performance against the Pistons, in which he poured in a seemingly pedestrian 13 assists compared to some of his other outings, and his 19 assists against the Kings, in which, at the time, was the highest assist mark in the season. While he's not bombing them like he used to, Trae is still more than a serviceable movement shooter, and he still confidently takes them for almost 30 feet out. Almost all of these shots are off balance or with contact, and that's the point. Trae is more poised this season in terms of body control and absorbing contact. He's more willing and more likely to be able to finish through contact than prior years, and this has opened up his horizons as a passer who is vertically challenged now more than ever. This improved balance and stability allows Trae to make the same creative passes he's always thrown, just with more bravado and gusto. He's more willing to take the risks because he can survive longer with his dribble. This newfound tempo and patience allows Trae to survey the landscape instead of react to it. He catches Keon Ellis here trying to hold his hand, and you reach I teach young bloods it straight to Daniels for the easy 2. I found this one extremely interesting. The first head fake sells the cross court to Dyson Daniels, the second hesitation to freeze Lyles who thinks he's cutting off the passing lane, and then a one bounce to Capella for the dunk. This is just nasty ball handling from Trae. An in and out cross to blow by Herter. He feigns the pass to the wing, freezing 3 defenders, then feathers an underhand shuttle to Rizache for the should have been dunk. Now keep in mind this is just all from a few games. Just to give you a taste. To edge you on Trae's newfound presence as a floor general. The next few pieces of chocolate for the eyes come from the ass-whooping Trae handed the Lakers with his 31-point, 20-assist performance, as well as the new season high that Trae will surely break in his 22-assist performance against the Cavs. Almost to highlight my point entirely about his newfound control of rhythm and tempo, Trae slows the transition down, catches Vincent sleeping on the switch, and bombs a 27-footer. 2 possessions later, Trae draws Vincent's double on a jump stop that he's liable to shoot, Bogey slips the screen, and that one's easy. Yet another disgusting possession. The rebound ends up in Trae's hands, and he sells the shooting motion. Every single person on the floor aside from Okongwu believes Trae's shooting it, so logically, the lob was wide open. This is where Trae's pace and patience is a pressure release for the Hawks offense. AD and Vincent are far too worried about the 3-ball here, so Trae takes one more dribble in, rises his dribble into his shooting pocket where he only needs a fraction of a second to get the shot off, and wraps it around AD to Okongwu for the and one on the much smaller Vincent. See, this is what happens when you've got the creativity to fabricate passes out of thin air and the understanding of angles to pursue them. A nasty bouncer to Hunter here between LeBron and Vincent, super tight angle, and respectfully, Christie, he wasn't going to block that. And it's not as though Trae has lost anything in terms of his isolation scoring either. He's still lethal with the live dribble, he's capable of the blow-bys and stuns, he always has been. He just better understands how to blend it into his playmaking now. Something everyone was pleading for him has finally happened. He can juggernaut an offense and be the scorer and creator at the same damn time. Alright, I think we've ragged on the Lakers enough. Let me show you how bonkers some of his assists against the Cavs were, and why I think 22 is a number Trae is surely going to break. The one-headed slinger might not be in everyone's arsenal, but Trae delivers them with some lethal accuracy. Catching the Cavs sleeping, Trae slings it to Hunter for an easy 2, and a few possessions later, another shuttle shovel pass-off, stunning Garland and Sam Merrill straight through the teeth of the defense for another easy look at the rim. This one's just fucked up to watch. Donovan Mitchell on an island, Trae dances by him, takes it to the cup, has Mobley and Donovan jump with him, extends behind the basket for a wraparound to Capella that he almost whiffs but bounces up and falls in. Look, I'm not saying you gotta love him. You don't have to sing his praise and give him his flowers, but you do have to admit to yourself that he's changed. Whether or not that means the Hawks will sustain more success post-DeJounte Murray era, it's yet to be seen, but at the very least, you've got to hand it to Trae for finally playing a winning style of basketball.